Hello there. Hi,
Hello.
Diane. How
Hi.
are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Good, good, good. Good to see your smile face. Hello, Karl. Hey, Karl.
Hey, Derek.
I got the
Mhm.
readers list. Thank you so much.
And you got her
Forget.
introduction right.
I do. I've got it all set right here. I'm ready to roll.
I had no doubt you did.
Yeah. Okay.
Derek, we can hear you great. You can hear us?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay
Oh,
if I rename you to Derek Emcee?
or I can do it for you if you want. It's up to you.
I'll do it then.
All right.
Okay,
I'll be
thanks.
taken care of. Thank you.
The
You're
magic
probably
that can
Yeah,
happen through
she'll do it
technology,
much
eh?
more easily than I will, I'm sure. I have to fumble around, find out where's that rename again? But yeah.
So is there a big screen at Char's Landing?
Yes, yeah, quite a yeah, that one Carl's pointing at behind him there.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, it's a good size and when the featured reader, the whoever's reading comes on, they become very quite large on the
Mm.
screen so that everybody can see
Not
them.
as big as the movie theater, though, eh?
No, no.
No.
Not yet.
But big enough and the sound's good so people can hear you there quite easily, which
Great.
is nice.
Mhm.
And you never know how many people will come to Shars. I mean, sometimes it fills up right away. Other times people kind of trickle in over the evenings. So
Mhm.
we never know how many will come, but it's always fun. But
So
we do have a real solid core of Zoomers that are regulars that always
Mhm.
come.
Mhm.
Yeah, and some very entertaining ones I think you'll enjoy. And even one musician from Qualicum Beach who pretty much comes every
we have
month
about
and
12.
plays.
We have about 12 people tonight. You can add Georgia to the number 12 there, Derek.
Okay, Georgia, alrighty.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was surprised when you said there were two people at the open mic, and I thought, well, there's probably more than two people, right?
Yeah. Two open micers before you,
Oh, I see.
and then there's a
Always
bunch of
get
open
two open
micers
micers and
after
then
you.
the feature reader.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So that's good.
What are you
So
doing
are
up
you?
island?
Yeah, we're cat sitting up here actually.
Oh.
Went to Montreal. Their daughter, who's a outstanding cellist, she's actually played Carnegie Hall last month for her first
Wow.
time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so she's releasing an album, and she got a chance to come up to Montreal to launch it with a concert there. So they're flying to Montreal to have that evening with her and see her. They haven't seen her for a while.
Mm.
So yeah, so we're looking after the three cats, which is I'll tell you, it's a full-time job. They all have their individual diets and
Mm.
schedules, and oh my goodness, and there's two of them that are so skitterish. We hardly saw them for the first 3 days, and finally today, the fourth day. The one came out and started to just rub against my legs and purr and head butted me when I was getting her food. It's like, okay, I guess I'm accepted now. They realize, well, I guess he's going to be here for little while.
Mhm.
We might as well warm up to him. But um, but it's good. They're coming back late tonight, so we'll pick them up at the airport and then head back
Oh,
tomorrow tomorrow
yeah.
morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's been
A good day to
beautiful up
come back
here.
tomorrow, anyways, because the
Yeah,
highway didn't open until 3 o'clock this afternoon.
exactly. Yeah, thank goodness
Oh.
They've
that's
been doing a lot of shutdowns this month.
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
I wish they would
I
do it late at night when no one's going anywhere, but no.
Yeah, you'd think they'd do that, but no, it's middle of the day, and the poor people who commute, because there's
Mm.
quite a few go back and forth. So
Which airport will you go to? Comox?
yeah, Comox. So yeah, and
Yeah.
we're in Black Creek where we're staying,
Mhm.
so it's a 15-minute drive. It's not far. Yeah, but they have a lovely place here. They've got 10 acres and about probably two and a half of it are all in just lovely garden and
Mm.
yeah, and we're staying in there. They built the studio next to their house because he was a professional photographer, Yeah, very successful one. And so they built this beautiful photography studio with a suite attached to it in their
Mm,
yard. So whenever we come, we stay in the suite and enjoy the place. It's yeah, it's just gorgeous.
great.
Little piece of paradise. And yeah, last few days have been really nice. Walking on the beach has been lovely. And
Do the
what would you
cats go
say?
outside?
Only one of them, yeah,
Mm,
and Mr. Bones, and he is he's quite a character. And he was fine pretty much right away. Once he knew I was going to be the one feeding him, he
mm.
kind of warmed up to me. So, but the other two, boy, that there's one which I've seen about three times, and as soon as he boots out of there and disappears, and I don't know where he goes. He hides in the house somewhere and
Mm,
doesn't come out till I'm gone. So,
mhm.
yeah.
Cats do that. I know my cousins have a bunch of cats, and sometimes I go there. I'll see some of them, and sometimes I don't.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they make
Mm,
their appearance when they want to.
yeah, they do. Yeah.
mm.
They seem in the house, so one's got the basement and one's got the upstairs, and one's claimed the main floor. And yeah, they're quite comical, quite entertaining. Do you have any pets, Marianne?
Yes, we have one cat. We used to have four cats,
Oh,
but
wow.
they've all passed on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's one, Izzy, an indoor cat.
A kitty.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Is it getting on now too?
She's 12.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
getting
we've
up
had
there.
a cat. We've had cats, last till 20.
Yeah, I think there's a
Wow,
few in person.
So
wow. Yeah, I think
we'll see.
Yeah,
we
he's
got to 17 or 18 with our
Oh,
last.
wow.
That was yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So and pretty darn good health right up till the end, and then it
Mm.
was
weird.
short and sweet to leave. So
Just pretend he's here.
that's the best you can hope
It's
for with
invisible.
cats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
but they're
Hello,
good
Peter.
companions. Oh yeah, he's Peter Paul Van Camp is coming on. There he is.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Peter.
How you doing? How you doing, Derek? Nice to see you.
Very, very good. How's life on Denman Island?
Well, life on Denman Island is fine. I have to tell you though that I won't be beaming at you from Denman Island very many more times. We are
Oh,
actually moving. It looks like to Gibsons.
oh my
Oh
goodness.
my
Wow.
gosh.
Who knows who our neighbors might be
Oh
there?
my.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. We're gonna have to do a show. Now we're gonna have to have a
From
Gibson show.
the Gibson show, yeah.
That's it. We're gonna change it. Maybe we should change it to Electric Mermaid, Port Alberni, and Gibsons.
Yeah.
That's a new name.
Yeah. So you could be next door to Kathleen and David. Who knows? That's
It could work out. We're coming down this weekend to have a look around. The house here is sold, so we have to go. So.
wow.
Mm.
Wow. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been a
Wow,
great 8.5 years here. So wonderful.
uh,
But the reason we're moving is on account of grandchildren, the proximity
yeah.
there too. So
Nice.
off we go.
Yeah. That's often the case. Move where the grandkids are and enjoy them while you can. Yeah. When someone else is totally responsible for them and you can just enjoy them. Yeah.
That's right.
Did you and
Very
Mark just have a show? No,
Pardon me?
long. Did you and Mark just have a show, or it's coming up? I can't remember.
It was a couple of almost 3 weeks ago.
How was it?
It all was fine. It was wonderful. We had a great time. It was in North Saanich
Okay,
house concert there.
nice.
Yeah.
So we're trying
You need to come here. You need to come here and do one.
Well, we did once. None of you
Yeah.
showed up, but
We'd break the doors down now, Peter, I'll tell you.
okay. Okay. Well, we'll see what we can manage.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Marianne, I don't know if you're familiar with Peter Paul Van Camp's work, but he's been doing spoken word, uh, well, longer than many of us have been on the planet, I think. But I remember seeing him at the Winnipeg Folk Festival back in, boy, that would have been the 1970s, the late 70s, I think.
Mm.
You were doing it there, and then
I didn't notice you there, Derek.
yeah, well, I should have come up and introduced myself. If I had known the future, I would have. But yeah, so So he and Mark is the musician from Qualicum that I was mentioning that comes and shares his latest songs with us on a monthly basis. So
Well, I know Richard Van Camp.
One house.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
Well,
related?
I've met Richard Van Camp as well. We're not related.
Okay.
no, no.
Mhm.
I met him in Edmonton, I think.
Yeah, I think he
sometime
still lives there.
about 30 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Wow, a long time back.
Mhm.
Yes, but before he was famous.
No, he was famous then. It was
He was
at a
already
writers'
famous.
festival sometime.
Ah,
Okay, okay. Before I knew he was famous, anyway.
Okay, there you
Put it
go.
that way. Yeah, well, that's awesome. So moving is a big ordeal. Are you gonna have lots of help, I hope, and
Oh, sure.
yeah, and have you got how much time to do it in?
Well, to the end of May.
Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll be paring down in the meantime, giving things away, selling a few things, and
Yeah.
I don't have very much anyway, so
Yeah.
the little I can get rid of, I shall.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Gibson clan's here almost.
Yeah, here comes the Gibsons clan, David and Kathleen.
That's what I said. We'll just move the building right there.
Peter, we'll let you break the good news to them that you're going to be their neighbors.
Well, we'll see if it's good news or not.
No, I won't. I won't ring a bell. I would no. If you'll let me know, I won't ring a bell for that. Don't worry. Yeah, put them separate. You gotta separate. Hey, David and Kathleen. I hope Kathleen's there.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
she
they are.
is.
Yeah, there's Kathleen.
Hello.
And
Hello,
David.
hello to my Gibson family.
How's life in Gibson's Landing?
Very good, thank you. We don't have
Good.
any snow. We have daffodils and flowers.
Lovely. That's the
That's
way you
good.
want it this time of year.
Yeah.
So we've got some exciting news for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Go
we're
ahead,
going to let Peter break the
Happy,
news to
exciting?
you.
Okay, brace yourselves. Our household is decamping from Denman this spring and moving, it looks like, to Gibsons.
Oh, that is good.
I shall look forward to meeting you on the street.
Wow. Oh,
I don't know
that's
which
super.
street, but we'll see how things pan
Oh,
out.
my gosh.
I think we're gonna move Char's Landing. We're gonna just move the building all over there. We're gonna move to
We'll
Gibson's.
float it
Oh,
over.
that is super.
Yeah. Yeah, Marianne, that's something you might want to mark on your calendar there. And at the end of April, when we do the Electric Mermaid, the last Wednesday, David and Kathleen and Franz are coming over from Gibsons to read live at Char's. And Kamal Parmar, also from Nanimo, is coming.
Right.
She's going to do a smaller feature. So I don't know if you know Kamal, but you could always
do.
you could
Yeah.
carpool her with her if you want. If you want.
Well,
to
I
come
am
and
going
join.
to Vernon
Ah,
at the end of April to do a workshop at the library there on the 25th,
okay.
and then staying a few days with a poet friend over there.
Okay. Well, we'll probably miss you then. That's unfortunate. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, Leslie.
Hi, good morning.
Leslie.
Good morning. How was life in Germany?
Life is good.
Good,
It's
good,
good.
good.
Finally, we had the first warm day. We had snow every day last week,
Oh my
every
goodness.
single day. And then all of a sudden it started getting warmer. So,
Lovely. Yeah. Spring is in the wind.
yeah.
When does spring usually come to you? Does it arrive in March or do you have to wait later?
Oh, no, we usually have to wait. It doesn't come that
Okay.
early. It might be here like May or something. I mean, it gets warmer, but
Okay. That sounds like much of Canada.
yeah.
Yeah. we here down on the south coast get it a little bit earlier than everywhere else. And I remember when I was going to the University of Victoria, we would have complete spring pretty much over with, and then I'd go back up to northern Alberta to go to work for the summer, and it would slowly get from gray to brown to white as I drove north. And then we'd sit in the snow up there until sometime in May. It would disappear, and then inevitably the May 24th weekend we'd get the final snowstorm of the year, and that would wrap it up. So by June things were usually warm, but yeah. Anyway, I'll cross my fingers for you for an early spring.
I hope so, yeah. But we're used to it. I mean, we're just like grateful when it starts getting warmer.
Yeah. Yeah, when you can see the end of it, you know that winter's back has been broken. It's not so unbearable.
Right, yeah. But last week was exam week, and I had to be there every morning by like 7 in the morning at school.
Oh.
So I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning so I could leave here.
Dear.
Driving down the Autobahn on the snow. Oh my God.
Oh, on the fresh snow. Oh my goodness. That's taking your life in your hands.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say hi to Bob because I see the top of your forehead there. And Joyce, there's Joyce. Hello.
Yeah, you can talk now, Bob. Yeah, this is my iPad stand, and Bob said,
"Oh, there we go." All right, we got the whole face now. We're
no, we lost again. It's gone.
Losing again.
Oh, it's back to the forehead.
That's
there
good.
We are.
Don't touch.
Right.
Gone again.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'll have to get a book or something to hold it.
Yeah, I think so. We'll get a little weight on there, Joyce.
Laptop.
Yeah.
There we are. Yeah, perfect.
It's not going to stay like that.
No.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
I'll get a book. No, not the plant. I'll get a book.
I wonder if anyone's ever thought of doing a play that was all on Zoom.
I think there was one done with David Tennant and Michael Sheen.
Oh, was there? Really?
That I watched through BritBox. Yeah, they did it during COVID.
Oh, perfect.
And they were pretending they were places that they weren't.
Well,
yeah.
That would be a way to get yourself through COVID, that's for sure.
Okay.
You can lean this here.
Yeah, I saw it long after COVID. I just stumbled across it, and it was pretty funny.
I would imagine.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
You got Joe, right?
A very good picture of Joe.
After Georgia, right?
After Georgia.
Karl?
After lunch bucket, it's Linda. I can't think of Linda's last name. You know Linda. I can't think of her last name right now.
After Joe is Linda?
Yeah. She's
Is
read
it-
before. She's
Is
read-
it Linda Thompson?
Yes. Thank you.
Lovely.
I know Linda.
She's live there at Char's, somewhere in the back hall.
Wait till these
Hi,
guys.
Marianne.
I can remember her name.
Hello, where are you?
I'm
You
good. Am I looking good?
Oh, there you are.
There she is.
Hi.
Hey, Linda. Hey.
Hi, Derek.
Hi, Linda. The one
Hey,
time
Mark.
I'm out of town and you show up, I should be there. Oh, well.
I was counting on it.
Yeah, well, Vicki will
Next
keep you
time.
company there.
Oh, wow.
How you been keeping?
Good.
Good.
Are you in some
No, Elma.
exotic
There's Jennifer.
resort somewhere, Derek?
Yeah, we will.
I'll see your back.
I'm up in Black Creek. It's kind of exotic, yeah.
It is. I've been there many a time.
Uh-huh.
I'll
But
Hello, Jennifer.
unmute it shortly.
oh, there's
Oh, there I am. Oh,
there's Linda right there.
Hi, Linda. We're creekers
Evening.
now, too.
Mute it.
She knows.
She knows. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't even show up on.
Have you retired, Derek, from North Island College?
Yeah. So 2017, I think, was my last year. I've been doing some tutoring in that here, and on and off, and a bit of mentoring, but nothing too strenuous. It's been pretty nice.
Good.
Yeah. And I think I left North Island College just at the right time. I mean, COVID hit after that, and everything went online. And then now they just announced they're cutting like 16 of their programs.
Oh.
So the college is basically being gutted. And
Wow.
yeah, it's a crime and a shame. And they have such a beautiful college building there in Port Alberni, that they built. And when I go there now to do some tutoring, there's just you might see a half a dozen students floating around, and that's about it. And the halls used to be busy. We used to take all the high school students in, and they'd do at least their first year with us, and then move on to the universities. And yeah, it's really changed. So yeah, I thank my lucky stars I retired when I did, and I didn't have to go through the demise.
Right.
But yeah.
So where is Black Creek?
It's just north of Courtney Comox.
Oh, okay. So you're not that far away.
No. It's only probably an hour and a half from home. So
it's still quite a way.
yeah. But
cat sitting.
the highway to Port Alberni was shut down for most of the day today. So good thing I didn't try to go home today. But I'm heading home tomorrow, so it's all good. Yeah. And good evening, Mark. I see you're there.
Good evening. Nice
Hey, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good.
Good.
And you can hear me okay? Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I can hear you all right. I wonder if we should get you to play a few chords, and if Char's able to check, you're not.
Is that coming over? Okay, I got it pretty high.
I'm nodding out here in Zoom land. Karl, how's it sounding there at Char?
Sounds good to me. How does it sound good?
We're good? All right. Thank you.
Sounds like you're just right here, there, Mark. Sounds like you're right near in the building.
That's the way we want it.
Yeah.
Very good.
And good evening, Jen.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not too bad.
That post you put up there looked pretty wintry the other day, the bird.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you. It's still winter.
Yeah,
people around here have been saying that you got to go back a few decades to find one.
Yeah.
It's like an old-fashioned winter when we were kids, Derek.
Yes, yeah, I remember them well.
What it's been.
I remember them well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shivering on my way home from school, and howling wind and snow.
Walking 5 miles without boots, right?
We had one stretch where it was below -10 for like 2 weeks in a row, or something.
Wow.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's unusual.
A lot of snow. And some places got blasted with snow. Not that, just a few days ago. Not around here. But
keep it.
Toronto got it.
Toronto got another.
Yes, Toronto's got a lot.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, they got a dump.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, I've got a couple minutes too. Let me check my phone.
Are you going to read tonight, Derek?
Well, I'll see how it goes, Karl. I got this story, but it's 9 minutes long, so I might just save my time.
You are the last person, so you can go over. I'm letting Vicki go over, so I'll let you go over too.
Well, we'll play it by ear and see how late it's getting, Karl. I don't want to keep people on too late. I can always save it and read it next time and do a double open mic next time. We'll see how it goes. Sorry. Couple more minutes there. We'll let Char give us the go ahead when everything's ready. All right, we're ready to go. Awesome.
Electric Mermaid, Emcee Derek Hanebury is a Port Alberni writer of poetry, fiction, and creative nonfiction who taught writing here at North Island College for many years. His new book, Something Else Altogether, is out.
Thank you, Karl, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to another round of the Electric Mermaid. For those of you who are there live at Char's Landing on the unceded territory of the Hepetcheseth and Sishat First Nations, thank you for being here, and thank you to the First Nations and their ancestors for sharing their land with us. I'm zooming to you tonight from the Comox First Nations unceded territories up island, and we'll be back at Char's Landing next month for the regular in-house event. But happy to be here. Looking forward to another eclectic night of reading, and especially with our featured reader, Marianne Moore, the poet from Nanimo, is joining us to share with us some of her work. And hopefully we'll maybe get a sprinkling of your work from everything, but I won't pressure you for whatever you might have planned, Marianne. Anyway, it's going to be another lovely night, I'm sure. And we're going to see how things go, but I'm hoping that people, after you finish reading, just linger at the microphone there for a minute or two, in case I have some comments I want to share. I promise I won't heckle. I will only praise, and we could have a little chit chat, whatever. See how it goes. And now that Char has purchased a wireless microphone there, an uncorded microphone, yes. When we do the Q&A with Marianne after her featured read, then she can just pass the microphone around, so anybody live at Char's there that has a question can be heard by everyone out in Zoom land, as well as loud and clear there at Char's. So I see the podium's all set up and lit up and ready to go. We're going to get the evening started by going off to Germany, and Lesli Omohundro Bronczwski is waiting there in the early morning hours to share some of her work. Good morning again, Lesli, and what are you going to share with us this evening?
This is a story that I'm still working on. Actually, I was trying to write a story about, through the voice of my daughter, one of my daughters, when our dog died. And it's supposed to be a longer story, and this is like the first part. We'll see what happens, because I'm still really working on it. When we came home from the church festival, Farah was lying under the rhododendron bush with her eyes open. We knelt down beside her and waited. Sometimes she still lifted her head and wagged her tail when you did that. She couldn't do much else anymore, but she could still do that. This time she didn't. The first buds were already on the bush, pale pink and tight like pearls. They looked like they were holding their breath. In 2 weeks, it would be bright all over, filling the whole corner of the garden. Mama said spring doesn't wait for anyone. I think it could wait a little, at least for dogs. Farah lay underneath the bush, as if it had decided to keep her. I asked Mama if I can put on a dress. Mama owns dresses she never wears, bright ones. She says clothes should mean something. Besides, it's too cold here for dresses. But I think I should do it for Farah. This old sweatshirt and dungarees where the straps keep falling down. They don't suit Death. Death says Mama is colorful, like the horses on the carousel at the fall fair. They always come back around. Papa never says things like that. He says practical things, like where to bury Farah. Mama smiles at me. I can see her heart is broken, but she won't cry. Mama's feelings sit in her eyes. Sometimes she starts to say something and then changes the words half through. I think of the Valentine's Day card Papa put on the table for Mama once. 2 red halves of a heart with jagged edges. One half had hands reaching out to the other. When you're not with me, something is missing. Mama always says smiles are contagious, like chicken pox. None of it reaches me now. Sadness sits in Mama's eyes and then spills over. She turns away and presses her hands into her face. I don't know what to do with my body. My throat feels tight and full, like I'd swallowed something that won't go down. Bianca comes through the gate without saying hello. Her eyes are big and dark. She looks at Farah and then at me. Is she dead? She whispers. I nod. It feels good that someone speaks. The quiet was getting too loud. Our garden is very still. There's no wind. The fir trees stand close together and don't move like they are holding hands. A car passes slowly on the street. Mama lies down on the lawn and presses her face into Farah's fur. She holds her as if Farah might feel it. Mama's hair isn't really black, I think. People always say how black her hair is. Farah was a black dog, but black isn't just one color. Papa kneels down beside Mama and puts his hand on her hair. He doesn't look at Farah. I think he's being careful. His mouth moves like he's chewing on something. I see a tear run down his cheek. He sticks out his tongue and licks his lip and swallows. He doesn't take his hand away. I feel like it's good for Farah that we're all here. Bianca and I pick Mama's marigolds and sprinkle them over Farah's fur. The yellow petals shine against the black. Mama planted them just this week. She doesn't look up when we ask if we can pick them. Monica comes over with ice cream, paper, and pens. Mama says they aren't good friends, just good neighbors, even though she's Bianca's mother. Sometimes Mama makes her tea when Bianca visits. Bianca sits on the edge of the porch with paper and pens. She draws carefully around the edges, careful not to touch Farah. I watch her, but don't speak. Her quiet makes the garden feel lighter, even if only a little. I'll get you a new doll, Bianca whispers. I hug her. I think she means later, but it's okay anyway. Mama doesn't move. She holds herself very still, folding her hands. I notice her hair catches the sunlight differently now. Sometimes she hums quietly, low and slow, a tune I've never heard anywhere in the village. I think it's from America, but I don't ask. Papa leans down and lifts Farah carefully into the car. I watch her fur shift under Mama's hands, and then she's gone. The garden feels emptier immediately, like someone pulled the air out. Bianca sits quietly with her pens. I hug her again. It doesn't feel like enough, but it's all we have. I help Monica put the cream from Mama's tea back in the fridge. She smiles at me, careful not to spill. I wipe the table. Farah had already licked up all the crumbs from the floor. I sit on the porch and wait. It's slowly getting dark, but I can still see the shape of the street in the shadows. A tractor drives by. We're waiting for Papa. It's our ritual. He'll be here any minute, Farah's leash in his hand. Farah jumps and almost does a somersault. Even with 7 screws in her pelvis when she got hit by a car, she leaps like a deer. She doesn't even think about sitting still. We always walk the same route, around the corner, down the street to the sports field. Florian and Michael ride ahead on their bikes. I hold the leash with Papa. Farah will run free once we get there. We don't want her chasing the geese again. All the neighbors have laundry out. Mama says that in northern Germany, you have to take advantage of sunny days, even on a Sunday. She shakes her head. How did she, an American, end up in a tiny village surrounded by fields? She laughs a little, but it sounds like she's still shaking her head. When she got sick, Farah always lay on the stones in the driveway. The stones were cool, better than the kitchen tiles. Mama sometimes went out late at night just to sit with her. People might think a dog like Farah belongs to the children, but she was Mama's child long before us. Farah's 11. I'm 11 too. 11 as a child. Even though she's gone, I can feel her running past the fields, fast and bright. My chest aches, but for a moment, it feels like she's still out there, just for me.
Sweet. Lovely, Lesli. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Very moving and very accurate capture of a young girl's perspective and probably first encounter with death. And many of us meet death for the first time through our pets, right? It's like it breaks us in and softens us up. So yeah, you captured that beautifully. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, I know when our little dog goes, my wife is going to be in grief therapy for years. They are so attached. So the mother's portrayal was very real. All right, where are we going now? We're going to go live at Char's, and Vicki Drybrough is going to come up to the podium there and get that mic adjusted.
I think it's pretty much.
And we'll let there, Char's on top of it.
That's pretty. Whoops. The light. Oh, hi, Derek.
Hi, Vicki. That sounds good. I can hear you loud and clear out here in Zoom land.
Oh, good. Okay.
There we go. Now we can see you well too. Awesome.
Okay. This is part from a story from the logging camp collection. The year is 1978, and it's called The Bus Ride. I'll never forget the sound when the first beer bottle hit the windshield. When the second one hit, I knew we were in trouble. It was not a freak accident made by a pickup full of drunks, but a deliberate act to force the bus to stop. All the moms were awake now, some of the kids too. The pickup sped away into the darkness, and the driver stopped the bus. It had been a long day, all the way to Vancouver and back, the excitement of the big city, the ferry, the underwater exhibit at the aquarium. Darkness had fallen sometime after leaving the artificial brightness of the ferry's car deck, and sleep came after. Mothers with a cheek pressed to the bus window, with their child slumped beside them. We had passed through town, out onto the gravel road, where the sudden darkness wrapped around us like a familiar blanket, the only light, our headlights probing the road ahead. We had the charter company's most experienced driver. He drove as if he was familiar with the road. In no time, we were crawling up the steep hill above the marina. It had felt as if we'd be home before we knew it. I remember how I had closed my eyes and listened as he shifted expertly up and down, guiding the bus around corners, up the short, steep hills as we climbed farther into the mountains. Now, a passing pickup and this sudden burst of violence. Everyone was sitting up straight, the bus filled with tension. After a minute or two, we started going again. The same question on everyone's mind. Who were these guys? We came to a wide intersection where a side road entered from the right. Headlights strafed the inside of the bus as the pickup roared out of the side road toward us, trying to force us over. It stayed on our right, swerving and honking, the two guys shouting something out the open windows. The bus driver had both hands on the wheel, trying to stay on the road. One of the mothers in the back screamed. The truck shot out in front of us. Another beer bottle hit the windshield, and a second ricocheted off the right-hand mirror. The driver slammed on the brakes, and the truck stopped a short way ahead. The driver's hands were shaking, and his face was white. "I'm turning around. We're going back to town." "No!" The mother seated across from me made her way to the front of the bus. "Another 10 minutes and we'll be there. We can't go back now. I'm responsible for this bus. I have to drive back to town after I drop you off. They might be waiting for me. I could be killed." The pickup roared off into the darkness, spitting gravel and dirt. She put her hand on his arm. "We'll make sure someone escorts you back to town. You'll be okay." We drove on, everyone on high alert, every corner, every wide spot. We held our breath, waiting for the headlights, the roaring engine, more beer bottles bursting against the bus. Down the long, steep hill, around a sharp corner, and there, at the entrance of the narrow one-lane bridge, sat the pickup, blocking our way. The driver stopped the bus. A mother sank to her knees in the aisle and began to pray, clutching a crucifix with both hands. "What am I supposed to do?" The driver was pounding on the steering wheel with his fists. "I have to get back to town." The doors of the pickup opened and two guys got out. They walked toward the bus and started banging on the door. "Get away from this bus!" The driver was shaking his fist. "Get away! Get away!" "Hey, asshole!" yelled one of the guys. "Open the goddamn door!" He began beating on the door with both fists. "Mommy, I'm scared," said a child a few seats back. A woman appeared in the aisle and made her way to the front. "I know that voice." She swept past and leaned down to the driver. "Open the door. I want to talk to them." "No, no." He was shaking his head. "I'm responsible for you. I can't let you out." "Open the goddamn door. Let me talk to them." The driver hesitated. "Now." The door opened, and the woman started down the steps. "Aubrey, what the hell do you think you're doing?" The two guys staggered back. "Get that goddamn pickup off the bridge and let us go home, for Christ's sake. What the hell's the matter with you?" Her finger jabbed into the front of his denim jacket. "You are in serious shit." They ran like jackrabbits, fleeing from the woman who cleaned their bunkhouse, who bullied them into keeping their rooms tidy, who thought nothing of smacking them and throwing out their dope if they didn't do what she said. 7 minutes later, we arrived in camp, as wired as if we'd been eating sugar all day. As the bus pulled into the marshalling yard, I could see all the dads waiting, pickups parked in a straight line. In the darkness, they opened their doors, and the interior lights highlighted the gun racks in the back windows, all of them containing guns. Mums and kids poured off the bus, rushing forward to tell the news. And for the first time that night, I was truly afraid.
Don't run away there, Vicki. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wild Canada. So is this based on a true incident? Were you actually present for this, or did you hear about it?
I was present. I was on the bus. Yeah, it was a field trip to Vancouver, and we were going home late at night.
My
It was quite
goodness.
scary at the time, but you know, what happened in the marshalling yard was scarier.
I know. Yeah, I know the feeling. What might have happened to them afterwards? Who knows? I don't know.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, gripping story and really powerfully told. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Great. Thank you, Derek.
Okay. All right, it's finally time for our feature. And Marianne Moore is, as I said, joining us from Nanaimo. And for those of you who don't know Marianne Moore, she's a well-known poet from Nanaimo. She's been writing for a long time, teaching or running writing circles since 1997. My battery is running low, and oh my goodness. Okay. Somehow I'm not plugged in here. Anyway, she's published numerous poems and essays and reviews in widespread publications and anthologies, and also a full-length book of poetry called Fishing for Mermaids that came out with Leaf Press. And then chapbooks, including her latest, well, I don't know if it's the latest, but anyway, the Risks We Take for Love, which was shortlisted for the Raven Chapbook Contest Award. So Marianne, I believe, is going to share some of her poetry with us tonight. And I should mention that she also has a very entertaining blog for those of you who are blog readers. And maybe we'll get her to post her information in the chat for people out in Zoom land, and Karl can provide that information to anybody there live at Char's who would like to get to know Marianne and her work further. So without further ado, Marianne, we're going to turn the stage over to you, get you to unmute, and the floor will be yours for about 20 minutes of reading, whatever you're comfortable with, and then we'll do some Q&A afterwards. So take it away.
Thank you, Derek. Thanks so much for inviting me to read. I haven't been over there to Port Alberni for quite a while, so I'm glad we can do it this way. Thanks so much to Karl for looking after the technology, and to Char for being our host, and to all of you who are over there at Char's Landing and also in Zoom land. I haven't done a hybrid like this before, so this is really fun. I appreciate it. So I'm in Nanimo. I'm on the ancestral lands of the Snuneymuxw First Nation, and I've lived over here for 20 years from Ontario, where they don't get spring in February. Too bad for them. So I'm so inspired by hearing other people's work, and I love this way of getting to know one another. And rather than cocktail party talk, we get to know one another through these stories and poems. So here's a poem to begin. Derek mentioned Fishing for Mermaids, a book that came out quite a while ago. And when Derek and I did a reading in Fanny Bay, this is probably the book that I read from, Fishing for Mermaids. Making room. Open to the irritation. Grit forms a pearl, it's been said. Fish for mermaids, dive for pearls. The end is the beginning. Down at the bottom, a moldy smelling trunk, black and white photographs with lipstick smears, a wedding gown, a Bible with passages marked. Place them on the sunlit sill until the memories infuse the trees. Those elders with their waving arms know what to keep, what to surrender to the wind. You stand mesmerized by dust particles in a river of light. And here's the title poem from Fishing for Mermaids. I've had a fascination with mermaids for a long time. Fishing for mermaids, mining for light. At the corner of our cafe table, between our neighbors' steaming soup and our quesadillas, our conversation of poets and the like, Neruda appears, solid like homemade bread, pan integral. Neruda, the Chilean poet who descended into mines to read poetry to workers underground, spent his Nobel Prize money on mermaids and shells, wrote odes to honor ordinary things. We talk as poets of time, of time we spend listening, when pen does not breathe on paper, our observations stored in pitchy cupboards to be obliged when they're ready. Rarely see the server, that seems to be okay. The quesadillas are tasty, Neruda is near, as we bemoan the days when nothing seems to happen. Thank you. So in 2023, I published a chapbook called Mending, and with my partner, Sarah Clark, who's a graphic designer, and she decided at that time to start her own imprint called House of Appleton, and it's named for her grandfather, Franklin Fletcher Appleton, who actually started Collins Canada in Toronto back in the late 30s, early 1940s. So publishing is in her blood and in her family. So Collins Canada before it became HarperCollins. Here's the title poem called Mending. So it's just the four of you, Joseph said, referring to you, me, and our two cats, Izzy and Squeak. When I sit down with you to look across the field, see the lights in Joseph's workshop, I think of my grandfather chopping kindling in the woodshed, and you remember the deck you built on a small home you once had in a converted barn living near your father. When our joined palms form a prayer between them, I think of the people who held soil in their hands, planted apple trees, quince and fig, placed primulas and hellebores in flower beds near our house. We both marvel at the eagle we saw earlier on the highest branch of the arbutus. When we meander this newly found place, we take careful steps around randomly placed daffodils. Notice tiny white flowers we haven't found a name for yet. Joseph has made birdhouses, assembled cocoons for mason bees. We know we'll find our way back to the work we once did. When we make our evening tea with water from the well, Izzy leaves her hiding place to join us. Squeak left us on the third day we were here, gone on a big adventure. Frogs quieten in the pond, then begin again. The light of the back porch illuminates witch's hair hanging from the firs. So Joseph is our landlord, our landkeeper here in South Nanaimo, where Sarah and I moved 4 years ago at the end of February. This poem is called Self-Portrait, and it's after a poem by Mary Kim Arnold. Had I been raised by mermaids, wouldn't I have learned to search for things, to mirror gaze on rocks? In storybooks, the baby can be lost, then found. My real mother is Aphrodite, sexual goddess, death goddess, all at once. Aphrodite, born of the sky and fertile sea, did battle before she stood up for love. Mermaids find all their secret parts when lips and fingers are aroused. My own version of love, unbridled, is to fall for a woman while leaving a man. Thank you. And I often go to poetry retreats. That's where I met Linda Thompson, that's in the audience there. Way back when we started going to retreats with the late Patrick Lane. Pardon me. More recently, we attend retreats with Lorna Crozier, his wife, who leads them in Honeymoon Bay. There's a lodge there. And so this next poem was following a prompt that Lorna Crozier gave us at a poetry retreat, and it's called The Last Day of the World. Pardon me. The last day of the world. On the last day of the world, trees rise uprooted. Cucumbers unhinge themselves in the garden. There is no time or reason to record your dreams. You resist the urge to look at Facebook to see what others are doing. You leave the laundry in its basket, dishes in the sink. You and your lover acknowledge you have no regrets, although she did want to visit Newfoundland and you wanted to return to Istanbul. The sky, a mix of pink and purple, you've always called Jesus walking on the water sky, like a lamp on top of the piano from your childhood. The grocery list will join yesterday's news in the recycling bin. You're grateful you continue to eat butter and have a hobnob with your evening tea. Your cat returns from his wanderings, happy and intact. You find yourself a cigarette to smoke and call the publisher who hasn't yet acknowledged your manuscript. She will see the good in you at last. Thank you. So Modern Words for Beauty. This chapbook was published last April. And of course, poems can emerge from all sorts of events and inspiration. And this one was a chance encounter with a neighbor. It's called Modern Words for Beauty. I saw my neighbor Anne today near the library doing errands. She stopped when she saw me, complimented the red dress I wore the other day, the one with mandalas, then hunted through her purse for a slip of paper from one of those small pads realtors leave in mailboxes. On it, 2 blue words, pulchritude and pulchritudinous. Anne wondered how such an ugly term could be anything beautiful. She said, "You're a poet. Can you put this word in a sentence?" Pulchritudinous is related to the statue of Venus. And I got thinking I could write a poem that relates to the planet Venus, hung just below the sliver of the moon. Maybe in its modern interpretation, pulchritude has something to do with spontaneity and realtors, with the kind of beauty that appears when a neighbor pulls a couple of folded words out of her purse, and you feel the possibility of magic, like the raven making underwater sounds when it's sitting on a fence across the road. Thank you. I was inspired by Karen Gottschall's poem called More Lies to write a beautiful thing to say. A beautiful thing to say. Sometimes when I'm outside to bring in the garbage bins or call for the cat, I'll see my neighbor walking her chihuahua. We comment on the sun, praise be, or lack of it, and sometimes she'll ask, "What are you doing today?" One day I'll tell her I'm going out on my boat, though I don't have one, because it's such a beautiful thing to say. My friend Jane and her partner sailed to Ruxton, but my boat would be anchored at the shore where I would go to be alone. Just this morning I walked along the beach. At low tide, added my footprints to the oyster catchers etched in the sand at Piper's Lagoon, rounded the hill of Gary Oak, sat on a rock outside an old cabin on Shack Island, took out my notebook and pen, could see myself on a bench in the bow of my boat, a few belongings in small cupboards, wild lupin in a jam jar on the table, water lapping against the hull, a gentle rocking, cormorants drying their wings. Thank you. So even a road sign can prompt a poem. This one's called Night Work on 10th Street, which I think is a great name for a band as well. Opening 4, Night Work on 10th Street. The road sign reads, Night Work on 10th Street. Once I've been to the grocery store, it's unlikely I'll be out after dark. Rather, I'll be home in bed, not working, nothing noticeably to fix. Unless I wake at midnight, then again at 3 a.m. I begin to recite lists to distract my spinning mind. Beatles songs, girls' names, bird species, rivers of the world, Ganges, Muskwa, Meander. One of my own mending. In the quiet, the cat padding down the hall, shall I give myself credit? Be grateful. Forgive myself. My night work intense, my own solitary repair. Thanks. A place of attention. Look, Sarah says, 12 turkey vultures sit in a row under the apple tree. Give them bonnets and you might think it was the front pew of the evangelical church. Sun shines through the living room window. A breeze moves through the leaves of the cottonwood tree. Shadows on the red carpet, branches of the nearby firs. My hand holding a pen. The flickering light like water in a pond of lily pads. Unseen tadpoles beneath the surface. Sarah plays word games in the morning. I transcribe my dreams. She knows the garbage bins need to be taken down to the road. I wonder what poems got written while I slept. When I had a husband and didn't want one anymore, he and I walked holding hands along the river by the old mill. Now Sarah and I sit at the kitchen table, remember everything we have taken a long time to learn to love. There will be dark days. Today, though, is all about the dance, how light creates shadow, how a floor becomes water, how magical it is to be still. We're as at home as we'll ever be. This one's called Ode to things I can live without. Poodle skirts, saddle shoes, a station wagon coat, crimpling dresses, full-length slips, pointy bras, and gloves to the elbows, high heels, clutch bags, Chanel No. 5, the red velvet dress I wore to a grade 11 prom, a single strand of imitation pearls. A metal dollhouse, a talking doll, cutouts of Vera Miles, Hedy Lamarr, and Annie Oakley. A 78 of Elvis Presley's I Found Her Crying in the Chapel. A promise box of Bible verses, the family Bible with obits for Donald and Annabelle, who died too young. A faded photo of Grandpa in his casket, Gestetnered United Church bulletins, of which I was the editor, baptismal certificates for my kids. Newspaper clippings of interesting things, angsty journals, books by Taylor Caldwell and Ayn Rand, the handwritten letter R left for me on the stove. Store-bought pumpkin pies, Wonder Bread, Twinkies, margarine, TV dinners, canned peas, SpaghettiOs, white tablecloths, and silver candelabra. Tonsils, uterus, ovaries, fallopian tubes, a natural left knee, a large chunk of my left shin, a cancer diagnosis. The day the orthopedic surgeon in his mauve shirt said, "This will all be over in 4 months," and was wrong. Thank you. This one's called This Is Not a New Story. I saved my life in a journal when I could be meditating, walking through the apple orchard, seeking out paid work. Virginia Woolf's diaries intrigued me more than her novels, I Know Mrs. Dalloway, and the diaries of Anais Nin and May Sarton. May was always busy with guests tending to her big old house and garden, writing letters by hand. The white anemones moved slightly in the breeze. Just this morning, they were drooping until the sun came out. I feel the need to be kinder to my neighbor. Should I write that down? Outside the spice market in Istanbul, a bird in a cage tells fortunes by pecking small cards. I could tell fortunes too, my own, as I look back at my words, at what I worked out on paper. Really, though, it's the dailiness of women's lives, very ordinary conversations. Somewhere far away, a small bird pecks out someone's good fortune. Thank you. Okay, how about a new poem or two? Just two more. This is written for my friend Andrea Bird, who died in 2024, May 10th, 2024. She was an artist and a poet. This is called Dying is Asking Everything of Me. I tell my friend I've only dipped my toe into this life, while she and others I know submerged themselves through beauty. Its aftermath, learned a new language of audacity. My friend would swim to the middle of the lake, exhausted, breathless upon her return, death-defying, you could say, though it did catch up with her, or she with it. Her diagnosis was a commitment she did not wish for, yet she lived but was left to the very edges, said this long, slow dying is asking everything of me. On her last visit west, she took a float plane up the coast of the island to the hot springs, the harbor once a refuge for sea captains, where she walked a slick path through old growth, sat with strangers in a hot void of rock on a fault, accepted the surge and cold surprise, ocean waves, the unrelenting joy. Thanks. And one more. This one called Self-Portrait with Soup Can. My favorite day is Sunday, the slow rising, the quiet, bird song in the distance. During the 90s, my writing became important. I flew west to gather with other women at a retreat. Everything I witnessed inspired a poem. Our teacher had us walk on the classroom desks for a different perspective. took us to the forest, blackberry branches bloodying our bare legs. My favorite window is a door that opens onto a field of quince trees. On a trip to New York City, my friend mapped out our days. I was grateful for that, to know where I was going and how to get there, for overheard wisdom on the street. This is soup and this is art. We get to know ourselves differently in a strange land. In a recent dream, my daughter with a summer tan, white shorts and top, meets me on the stairs. I let the dream float into the sky to land or not. My favorite mother is the one who said, I did my best. I look so content in the photograph with my daughter and son on a fallen log. I don't know the name of the purple wildflowers I'm holding. I'm able now to foretell my future. Thank you so much, everyone.
Wow. Thank you, Marianne. Those were just transporting and thought-provoking and profound and beautiful all at once. That was lovely. So we're going to open it up for questions. If anybody on Zoom wants to just unmute, if you've got anything you'd like to ask Marianne, and of course there at Char's Landing, just let Char know you've got a question and she'll bring the mic to you. I was moved by many of those poems, but I really love the way you move from element to element, and sometimes what seems like should be disparate things, just they're pulled together, and then of course you feel how subtextually they make such perfect sense. And so I'm curious about your process. Do your poems tend to come out more or less fully formed? Do you have to go through a lot of revision? What's your process normally involve there?
A lot of revision. Mm-hmm. But let's see. Well, I'll start writing longhand when I have an idea. I always start writing by hand. And then when I want to see how the line breaks would work, then of course the computer works very well for that. Yeah, the disparate aspects, that's something fairly new. I like collaging, like literally collaging with bits of paper and ephemera. And so that's what I feel like these poems are too. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I've discovered a magazine that's collage and poetry recently, which has me really excited.
Wow.
So the two could go together. But that's how I see those. And it's possible that, well, I'm sure other poets have inspired that approach. And so I really was excited by it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, there's something to be said for writing by hand first, isn't there? And having that physical connection that way, that seems, for me, it's more of a direct connection to the heart somehow when you're writing by hand, and it gets more up into the cerebral once you go onto the screen. It's like that little bit removed can make a difference. Yeah, lovely. And yeah, you've had lots of connection with other poets and have inspired many other poets as well in your writing circles. And I'm sure your mentoring has meant a lot to them and brought them along in their own poetical journeys. And I love that one line you had about how in the night is when you're working to understand yourself. I think that's a really bad paraphrase of what it was. You said it so much more eloquently. But yeah.
Where did you go? Did Derek disappear?
His battery died. He should have plugged it in. I haven't seen it.
Anyway, I'll just say that being part of a community is just so important, I think, to our writing life. So I facilitate writing circles, and I've done that since 1997, started them in Toronto. So I still do that on Zoom and in person. And also I go to retreats with other poets, and I just love that combination of sitting in a circle, writing together, and then going off on our own to have some solitude. So that combination works so well. And then being in a community like this, to share our work is just so important.
I think David had a question.
Because writers don't steal, but I have got your cormorants grinding their wings. I've got that one. And the raven making underwater sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, because I always try to, the sound that something makes, I try to make it close or related, but much more striking for a raven to make underwater sounds. And but the cormorants grinding their wings. So I'm not going to steal it, but it's written down here. So thank you very much.
I don't think they were grinding their wings. I think they were drying their wings.
Oh, drying?
Drying, yeah.
Well, that's good then. I've been original.
That's right.
Grinding their wings.
That's your own line with the grinding.
Okay, good.
But that's fine, because Patrick Lane always said, because I used a line of his, I said, well, I stole this line, it's yours. And he said, well, it's yours now. So,
I
mean, who's saying hello? Oh, Linda Thompson.
So happy to see you, Marianne.
Happy to see you, my dear friend Linda.
Here. Does this sound good? Talk into it. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Good? Okay. Oh, well, I love your poetry, Marianne, and I haven't been here for a couple of years, and I am changing. I'm going to come every time I'm able. And I want you to know that driving here tonight, I had a lovely feeling that I'm going to hear Marianne Moore's poetry, and I thank you.
All right. I'm glad you came. I'm glad the drive was better because of that. Oh, I see Derek might be coming back there. There he is. We just carried on without you, Derek.
Oh, good. I'm glad. That was, my computer just died mid-sentence there, and my charging cable is a little finicky, and if it's not right at the right angle, it doesn't charge. So I think that's what happened. So anyway,
we got it all on video, Derek. Don't worry.
Very good. I can watch it later, then I didn't miss anything. That's the main thing. All right. So have we had some questions answered there, Marianne?
Well, someone stole my lines, but then but we decided that's fine.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was David doing the stealing. So
I see. Okay.
But then he didn't have one line quite right, so it wasn't really stolen at all.
There we go. Well, I often get that fear sometimes when a poem comes out and I'll look at a line and I'll go, oh my God, is that mine, or did I pull that from somewhere? And, subconsciously just log it in. And then, there's that story about Dylan Thomas having done that for an entire poem and submitting it to a magazine, and the magazine saying, oh, good joke, Mr. Thomas. But and he showed them his revisions and everything and how he had arrived at that poem. So yeah, it can happen, I suppose. Anyway, any other questions out there or live at Char's? Karl, you see anybody? Oh,
no one else.
Oh, speaking of editing, which I said, like revising, I do work with the poet Chelsea Como, who you might know because she lived in Port Alberni, and she probably went to Electric Mermaid. So she's a fine poet, and I've been working with her on editing my poems. So I send her a few at a time. So it really keeps me going because, we work all by ourselves. We don't know if the poem is working or not. And so it's wonderful to have some feedback from a fellow poet. I highly recommend it.
Derek, we're ready to move on. Is he gone?
Let's see.
I think we lost Derek again.
Derek has a cable problem.
Oh. Karl will take over then. Thank you.
Jennifer Wenn is next from London, Ontario. Thank you
Oh,
very
wow,
much.
from Ontario.
And thank you, Marianne. And Jen, you're up.
Thank you. Evening, folks. The first, I'm going to do two things. The first is a piece called Moonglade, and it was published as part of an essay. The theme is Saging Magazine, a journal of creative aging, I think they bill themselves. And the theme was Dark Night of the Soul. And this Moonglade poem, it was an essay, but this entirety of this poem is part of it. Wandering a Stygian shore, gloom dies down to search a path amid stumbles and depressions. Then a horizon nudge and a cloud cleft birth delicate revelation, coax vision up just a bit to a moonglade. Radiance tangos on gentle ripples, a diffuse search for coherence, for the true source, stretches to the horizon. Force gaze up a little more, brave the lunar orb itself, still hanging low, a yin-yang of luster and shadow, mysterious and tantalizing, but incomplete, with an aura of deception. It is not the Genesis, the Urlight. This demands confrontation with overpowering day that blinds as it reveals, suppresses direct view, represses subtleties not released even by the moon, which now seems to mock as it beguiles. Withdraw then to the moonglade for gentle phased epiphany, safety and peace, though but a humble reflection of a reflection. Day must wait. Thank you. And the second piece, Marianne talked about, ideas from poems coming from different sources. Well, this is an example. The epigraph is after the Star Trek The Next Generation episode Darmok, written by Joe Menosky and Philip Lazebnik. And there's a footnote. In this episode, the crew of the Enterprise encounter a civilization that communicates only via metaphors that harken back to story, legend, and myth. So it took a while, of course, for Picard to figure out how to communicate, but naturally, Enterprise being the Enterprise, they did. And the whole idea was fascinating. And I thought, just metaphor, going back to stories, legends, myths, and so on. So anyway, I thought that I could do something with that. And the name of the piece is Transmetaphorical Cascade. And I mapped this technique onto me as a transgender woman. So here's a sequence of metaphors. Gregor Samsa wakes up as a cockroach. Persephone seized and shuddered in Hades. Sleeping Beauty in stasis. Aladdin in the cave. Shangri-La. Rip Van Winkle revives. Luke Skywalker when Darth Vader forced on him the revelation he was Luke's father. Jimmy Stewart in Vertigo, climbing the tower. Princess Leia's subliminal divination confirmed. She is Luke's sister. Howard Carter opens Tutankhamun's tomb. Juliet and Romeo face relentless dawn. Frodo and Sam's quest to destroy the One Ring. Job questioning. Hester Prynne emblazoned with the Scarlet Letter. Frankenstein's monster hunting for his creator. Moses wavers before the burning bush. The ugly duckling matures into a swan. Persephone freed from Hades. Éowyn, shield maiden of Rohan, triumphantly reveals herself to the Lord of the Ring Race. Odysseus on the pilgrimage home. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jen. I think I missed, I don't know how many poems you did before the last one. I
Only
just heard
one.
the last one. Only one. Okay. Well, I'll have to get it in the recording anyway. Thank you for sharing that, and I'm glad you got slotted in because I was looking saying I don't see Jen on the list here. What's going on? So Karl looked after things as he
Karl
does.
got me in.
Yeah. So anyway, love that journey, that odyssey through those references. Beautiful, and again pulling, as Marianne does, some disparate things together in ways that connect subtextually, and yeah, beautiful. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Stay warm in Ontario.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay. See you next month. All right. Correct me, Karl, if I'm wrong. I've got Dan Biggs next on the list. Is
That's
that
right?
That's on track. Okay, so we're going to go live to Char's there, and Dan's going to come to the podium. I have switched computers here, so I promise I'm not going to glitch out on you again.
Good, because I didn't want to be MC too.
Oh, maddening. Technology. Love it when it works.
Like this? How's that?
That's good, Dan. How are you doing this evening?
I'm getting over a cold, so you'll have
well,
to excuse me if I start to cough and lose my voice.
Yeah, no worries. And getting over is better than coming down with at any stage. Yeah.
Okay, how's that?
That sounds good here.
Okay. Just talk, don't touch it. Okay. Excuse me. I'll just give a brief summary. So this is a part of my novel that I've been working on, seems like for a long time now, but one day it'll be done. Okay, it's set in the early 1920s. It's about a young woman named Maggie who comes from a religious family. She gets pregnant out of wedlock and is sent away to a remote mining village to marry her father's childhood acquaintance, and his name is Henry. And tonight I'm going to read part of a chapter where Maggie meets Hideki, who is a young Japanese man in this mining village. Okay. At the front of the house, facing the sea, was a large window composed of sections of crown glass fitted together with a latticework of iron. From the outside, the window resembled a crystalline tortoise shell. Over time, the year-round humidity had rusted the iron, encasing the bowl-shaped glass in frames of browny red. When the rain fell heavy, the rusted iron discharged bloody tears onto the glass. The way the glass was made created a clear to translucent view. Figures commenced as clear, then grew distorted as she moved her sight across the vista of sea and forest. Excuse me. She caressed her enlarged belly and caught sight of the skiff plodding around waves. Henry at the stern steering, Hideki seated at the bow. Behind her, away from sight, but filling her mind, was the broken crib. It wasn't 2 days old. Henry broke it in a rage after drinking 2/5 of sake. The crib had been made by the Japanese carpenter, Hiro, a friend of Hideki's. She left it broken, the dowels of varnished wood strewn on the floor. She watched the skiff come to the wharf. Henry levers himself off, and her muscles released when he turned towards his sawmill. She felt her belly move from inside, a kick. Billy, we were supposed to do this together, she thought, and now alone and in fear ever since you left us. She watched Hideki secure the skiff with a thick rope. Billy, why did we run away? Why did you fall under the train? Because our love was true. The experience her first, the emotions all-consuming, so new and fresh, as if her first time forever. like the first city, the year of Sumner. They would never let us love one another. They would have locked me away to keep us apart, caged me to save me from someone they wanted. The house I was a girl in was a cage, was always a cage, forcing feelings into a hole for fear of speaking raw thoughts. She was ashamed that she only saw this now. She watched Hideki swing the burlap sack over his shoulder and go up the wharf, his long legs taking short steps. Another thud from inside, strong with a sting of pain, forceful like your dad. Billy, we can't see each other anymore, she remembers saying. She saw tears forming at the edge of his eyes. Why? We've been together. I love you. We should be married. Mother and father know about us. They have forbidden me to see you. They want me to marry the son of a rich man from the church. Is that what you want? Do you love me? He said. She glimmered a recent past, a visit with her sick grandmother waiting in bed to die, telling her the last words she would ever hear from her. It's your life. Only you can live it. Follow a dream. Follow your heart. Don't be a slave to men. Don't be old and full of regret. Lasting loves are built on forgiveness. We weren't together long enough for me to forgive you, or for you to forgive me. Yes, I love you. It shouldn't be up to your parents if we are together. Without their blessing, we can run away. In that long ago moment, thoughts crossed her mind, thoughts holding expressions of redness and burning across their faces when they found her bed unslept in. And her shame reappeared. How could she have been so foolish not to know the rumors would become truth, and they would send word through the authorities to find them and bring their runaway reverend daughters home? Excuse me. Hideki slowly appeared, ascending the final step to the boardwalk. She could see him clearly now, his broad-faced, almost square, not narrow like Billy's. His hair is like Billy's was. His shoulders are the same shoulders. He is so different than Billy, and she always tries to find familiar things. Okay, that's a good enough spot, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan.
Okay.
And great detailing there as always, and the interior monologue taking us into the past and filling in that some of the details of that relationship and how she had to leave is very helpful. Super. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.
Take care of that cough. Okay. All right. We're going to Gibsons Landing now, and Kathleen's waiting there.
Oh, dear.
Good evening again, Kathleen.
All right. Okay, so I'm continuing this story about the three kids on the narrow boat going down the canal. And they did get to Clongaughlan and to see the ladies of Clongaughlan. And now they're talking about how the ladies stopped the limestone quarry from being dug, also tried to fight the new flannel mill. So the strange scrawny kid comes along and he says, I don't want their charity. The strange scrawny kid was back, and now he was shouting at them. They say we're indolent, lazy. That's why we're so poor and our life is hard. Did they tell you about the enclosure? How they fenced off fields we used to live in common, and how we have to pay rent to them now, and how they keep putting up the rent. We need to work at the flannel mill to pay those higher rents. Those ladies don't want the new flannel mill, and they don't want us. But we're not leaving. I told you kids, those ladies were nothing but trouble. Nico, meanwhile, had been very busy on his cell phone. Do you know where that flannel is going? It's called Welsh Plains, and it's a rough, coarse wool. It's being sent to America to clothe enslaved people. Or it's sent to Flanders for the peasants. The enslaved people had their clothes taken away along with their freedom, and they're not allowed to have bright colored clothing that would remind them of their homes. Enslaved people are allotted yards of cloth once or twice a year, and that allotment is timed to coincide with the ships arriving with imports from Wales. Nico turned to the scrawny kid. It's horrible, because you're working under bad conditions to make cloth for a mill that is making money by selling that cloth to people whose misery is even worse than yours. So the ladies are right after all. The flannel mill is bad, Maddie said. Oh, it's not so simple, Maddie. The landed estates around here in this beautiful, quiet countryside got a lot of their income from the labor of enslaved people in America and the Caribbean. And what about those beaver hats, Nico added? Where do the ladies think they came from? From Canada, probably, where so many beaver were trapped that there were almost none left. And did anybody ask the people who have always lived in Canada for permission to trap the beavers? Did anybody ask the beaver? Parker asked. Now you're being silly, Parker. Maybe not, Maddie said thoughtfully. The scrawny kid was also thinking. He looked at the three of them and said, I know you live on the boat, but we don't live on the boat. We got another house we live in. Parker started to explain, but the strange kid's shocked look stopped him. Where do your clothes come from? The kid finished asking. Stupid question. Same as every other kid. From a store where their mom and dad bought them. Parker knew stuff. But Nico looked down at his sneakers, shorts, and t-shirt and started researching. And what he found did not look good. You're right. Maybe we should start thinking about where our clothes come from. I really liked the lady, Maddie said, and she looked like she was going to start crying again. I got to go back to work, the strange kid said. It's been nice knowing you. I'm sorry you don't live on the boat. Then we might see each other more. The kid raised his hand to them and headed off. The three kids left, all looked at the ground and felt like a huge thing had opened up all around them. They didn't know how to get around it. Like a lock with no paddles or a bridge with no counterweight. And they all agreed it was time to try to get back to their dad. But first, they would have to turn their long, narrow boat around. And they could only do that in a windy hole. And another time, we'll turn the boat around.
All right. Thank you, Kathleen. In a windy hole, eh? Okay. All right. Well, and I was wondering how the beaver hats were going to come into play here. So I love that you tied that in.
Some Canadian content here.
Exactly, yes, and got us all thinking about where our clothes come from and the implications of that. So sweet for doing that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was amazed at the connect. I mean, I guess it's all coming out now. The connection of everything with enslavement and the profits.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much worse than we could ever have imagined, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Far reaching.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Atma, I have to tell Atma about the peasants in Flanders.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And Atma didn't join us tonight?
No.
She's not feeling well either.
Oh, dear. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll catch her next month anyway. I was going to tell her how much I enjoyed the story she published there. It was really sweet. But anyway, I'll tell her next month. Okay, Stephen Novik, our next reader, is stepping up to the mic there. An old hand at the mic from years back, from Words on Fire days to here at the Electric Mermaid.
Yay! Here I am.
Okay.
dug out a couple of oldies for you tonight. Starting with Smidgen for a Pigeon. Come on. There you were in a third-floor window of the Arlington. The roll-down shutter string strung out, exhausted, limp, over the window sill. No, the bar in the middle of the window, like you'd been tugging at it, and it gave up before you did. But that would have been before I showed up. I saw you. I would have shot you. But I didn't bring a camera. I stood there watching you, taking in the rare inside view of the Arlington, heard the other pigeons cooing. Did they say goodbye, or did they call you over across the alley to the next roof? You prepped for departure, and then were gone. I took the hint. I went to work, dishwashing, across the street, after I wrote this poem. Anything could be inspiring for a poem. Another old classic from the old days, Love and Hate on 82nd Street. I saw love and hate at my job. Oh, great. I had no idea that would be my fate. I wasn't a protester. I was live advertising. That's how it's phrased on my resume. I'm just a flower store clown waving to the crowds. They liked the fact that I was there every day. You make people happy. I heard lovely, lovely Tanya say that. I was making $10 an hour, not 46 cents like the Italian immigrant who told me that was his wage back in 1946. And all I did was wear a wig and a red coverall clown suit and hold up a sign and try to dance. No, I wasn't about to pee my pants. On the first day, I had to wear makeup to complete my costume's presentation, but I couldn't keep up with the illusion. My red foam nose kept coming off, and eventually I swapped that cheap white pasty cream I was globbing on for suntan lotion. This job was unlike others I've had. It was too much public contact. Not like shipping and receiving on the 9th floor of an office building. Not like dishwashing, a refuge with refuse and its own issues. Nope. Wearing that clown suit put me out in the open for all to see. And see me people did. And they booed. And they mooned. They gave me the finger from a school bus. They almost hit me with their bicycles. But there were women who took my picture. What the high school girls did with them, I can't imagine. Women bought me gifts of hot chocolate and water. Some teenage dealer threw me a sample of his marijuana. It ended up in the garbage. The apartments across the street kept their windows closed while I serenaded them in the sun. Listening to a full 90-minute tape meant half my shift was done. And then the sleep-deprived chef in the famous steak and pizza lounge requested, keep the noise down. I tried, but still customers would honk, wave, hooray, and give me drive-by criticism with thumbs. I had beautiful teenage cheerleaders cheering for me. One even waved her feet at me. When complete strangers told me they loved me, well, that kept me going. And then the hard rock living man listening to Big Sugar in his white van, he was always smiling and waving, how you doing? But then the cyclist would enter from stage left and stage right, inciting in me rage, anger, and even some stage fright. Why should I move? You guys can detour. I gotta stand here for 3 hours. You have this steering capacity, not the right of way, nor the right to ride on the sidewalk in the first place. And then once there was a young man afraid of me, because I was wearing a wig and a red coverall clown suit and holding up a sign, just trying to dance. He told me to get a real job. I should have told him to look at my pay stub. I got deducted for EI and CPP, and I paid income tax, and if that isn't a job, tell me what is. I saw love and hate on my job. Oh, great. I had no idea that would be my fate. All I did was wear a wig and a red clown cover suit and holding up a sign and try to dance. No, I wasn't about to pee my pants. Is that it? Okay, well, that's enough for me. See you next month.
Thank you for the entertainment, Stephen, as always. Okay. All right, we're going back out into Zoomland now, and David Kippling on the other end of the couch is sliding into view. Come on in, David. There we go. Yeah, gotta have the cushion for the back. Yes.
Can you hear my voice?
I can hear it loud and clear, David. Have you got a story to share with us this evening?
Well, I've got a story which I wrote. I actually read a version of it almost the first time I was there, about 4 or 5 years ago. And then I hauled it out and cut it in half and moved it around. In fact, 10 minutes ago, I did what I think a lot of writers do. I looked at it and I realized, no, that's got to go there. Thank heavens for pens and computers. So yes. It features Rachel, who has appeared in a number of, my stories. I think Rachel is my kind of alter ego. If I were a young woman, it would be Rachel. And so here we go. So a few of the words may be familiar. Okay, out of the blue, Rachel remembered the kick of that shotgun. She had just fitted the lens cap on a theodolite and was penciling the angle into a logbook when a bang racketed across the marshland. This road ran straight as a die and flat as it should on these wetlands. Waterfowl country, nothing between here and Holland but wind and birds. Bang! Again, a hunter somewhere out on the flats. Her survey crew's yellow vests and the orange cones on the road announced their presence. She didn't flinch at the gunshots, just clipped her logbook neatly shut and sealed it securely in her vest. 2 of her crew looked at each other and rolled their eyes. Back in college, Rachel had been a legend in fieldwork and math. Ruthless Rachel, they whispered, cleaning up in the survey locker room. As a crew chief, Rachel would send a slacker trudging back a quarter of a mile if their accuracy was even 1 inch outside the contract's range of error. Today, as a survey crew handed in their logbooks and were loading their equipment back in the van's racks, one grinned at Rachel and said, "Hear that hunter banging away out there, Rach? You being a country girl, right? You must have done some shooting yourself." Rachel paused at the driver's door. "For fuck's sake, Harry, the tripod goes head first into the case after you wipe all that shit off." Yes, despite the urgency of today's task, Rachel still remembered the kick of that shotgun 10 years in the past. When Rachel had turned 14, something insisted that there was a stage beyond the air rifle that had once awakened her girl's fascination with geometry and physics. Back once when she had first aimed grimly at paper targets on gateposts with her father's shy arm supporting her shoulder. At 14, Blake's shotgun had slept in a wooden canvas case in the boot room. Rachel drew it out and sniffed at the film of oil around the breech. She had weighed a cartridge in one hand, fingering its waxy red casing, trying to sense the death that she knew was in it. She took a breath and called out to her father on the garage forecourt. "Could I fire the shotgun, Dad?" Tom Blake stepped back into the house and looked down at her. She stood her ground and looked right back at him. It felt scary. "Okay, come over to the quarry. I'll show you how." Rachel felt a cold breath move inside her, like her first time standing wet on the top diving board. "Just a mo, I'll go and put on jeans." No, it's warm out. The quarry's all dry. Hop in the truck." At the quarry, Tom made her watch while he swung open his gun. Watch, empty, safe. Then he loaded the gun, snapped it shut, looked at her hard. Loaded, kills. Rachel had never, ever forgotten the urgency in his voice. or the strange grey that appeared in his eyes. He swung the barrel straight at the limestone cliff and fired. Her belly and bare legs flinched under the summer frock. The shotgun's concussion felt like a slap. Her father made her watch as he pulled out the smoking, spent cartridge and loaded the next. There, your turn. With the father's hand helping her forearm, Rachel lifted the heavy stock and fired, and the rocky cliff face shouted back in an angry puff of stone chips. Rachel tested the moment and asked, "Dad, could I shoot a bird?" Tom looked steadily at her. "Do you want to? You've shot crows. What's it like?" Tom shook his head. "I can't say. I'm not you." Rachel spotted a crow pecking among the rocks and hefted the gun to her skinny shoulder. Her father loomed close behind her, his whisper wafting the air behind her ear. "Hug the gun," he murmured. "The harder you hug it, the less it bruises. Same as your air gun, remember? Breathe in, little pressure. Breathe out and pull at the same moment." He stepped back and Rachel checked his shadow on the ground. The bird had blank eyes, blank, like eyes peeking at a girl dressing. Blank, and suddenly at this very moment, cold, alien, grey eyes. Determination rose like a flood inside her. She squinted, breathed in, little pressure, and skidding her sandal sideways across the gravel, Rachel fell to her bony knees, the shotgun's barrel flailing askew as she breathed out at long last and pulled.
Oh. Okay.
What? What's the matter?
I didn't see that coming, but it's not surprising. No, it was breadcrumbed and prepared. Thank you.
Breadcrumbed, yeah, breadcrumbs along the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, David.
Yep.
Yeah. Impactful as always. You, I was going to ask if you took up Rhona's challenge from Rhona Bloom's challenge from last month to write a poem. I think she was pressuring you to, wasn't she? Or didn't she say something about getting David to write a poem? No.
I think I said something. I can't write poems.
Yeah.
It's probably somebody. I can't write poems. It's too revealing. Yeah, that's so with the poem you have to say it. And there's no space to duck around.
Uh-huh.
What I like is 1,000 words that I can duck around and hide inside. And the poems, no, you can't. You have to come out and say it. And I don't want to say it.
All the poets are nodding out in the audience there, right? All right. Thank you, David. Okay, we're back into Char's Landing, and Rachel Rose is coming up to the podium with her new book that just came in the mail. I saw it on Facebook. There it is. Awesome. Congratulations.
And I got my little cheerleader here too.
Raven's with you. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we got them in the mail. They're here. They're shiny. Makes me sweat that people actually bought it. Because it's all full of like poetry I wrote when I was really, really, really young. Is that better? Oh, now you can hear me. So yeah, it was all poems from when I was really young. So last time I read something from here that I misspoke and said it was about rollerblading, but it was actually about eating magic mushrooms. Yeah, so there's all kinds of stuff in here. I was going to read the one that I found in here. See, I'm already shaking. This is like the book of ultimate cheese. So, because it's all like, my little girl heart is so broken. Ah, this is the one. This is the one that I thought that my mom was mad at me about because her best friend bought my book. Thank you. And then she didn't talk to me for a few days, so I was like, uh-oh. So this is called Why I Have No Parents. I pick you up when you are down, and when my back is turned, you stab me. I'm not your personal voodoo doll, so stick your pins someplace else. They ask me why I'm angry. They ask me why I'm sad. It's because the creatures I call my parents have veered their ugly heads, telling lies and fairy tales like the ones you hear before bed. Once I heard a story about a mom and dad that were happy and loved their children and kissed them sweetly before bed. But then they were kidnapped by selfish demons and left their children for dead. Yeah. Sorry, Mom, but angry teenager. Let's see. I had it all planned in my head before I got here. I know. Oh, we'll go back here. Okay, so this one's about tattooing, for real. It's called Dreaming in Ink. Dreaming in ink, wipe away the blood, window to your soul, black, gray, orange, and red, rather be in pain than dead. Dreaming in ink, opportunity waits, but I will make my own fate. Dreaming in ink, fade to blue, emotions flaring, evil snaring, dreaming in ink, make my own way. Open wound, masochistic daydream, 'cause I'm dreaming in ink. It was for real. It wasn't a daydream. Oh my goddess, she's really watching over me. Dream to reality, reality to dream. Can I tell the difference? Success yet to be seen. No more cheese on a string. This time I reach it. I can almost taste it, and soon it will be here. Patience is a hard lesson learned, so I wipe away the blood and suck back all my tears, because I'm dreaming in ink again. Yeah, lots. Then I had one more from my big girl book. That'll come out when I'm ready. So yeah, lots of anger in this book, but it came out to be a happy ending. I got a new house out of it, and we have a great place to live in the country, and everybody's happy. So, you know, despite the couple of years of drama and craziness, it worked out. So this one is actually like some song lyrics that I was working on, because I write music too. I just don't put it out there. So this one's wild hearts run free, searching in my soul and finding me. Walking through the streets, it calls to me. I was lost in the darkness for so long that I almost forgot who I was, chasing after the strongest flowers, distillates just to maintain the buzz. Staring off into space for hours, always searching for a home that's ours. But wild hearts run free, and searching my soul and finding me. I'm dancing in the trees, it's calling to me. Walking the streets inspires me. So many angels watching over us. So much opposition to distract us from our mission. But I'm the priestess, and I'm full of vision, creating beauty and clearing up my lyrical pollution. By changing my vibe, it's the solution. Wild hearts are running free, searching for my glow and finding me. Dancing in the trees, it calls to me. Walking in the streets, it inspires me. After watching so many turn on me and wonder if the demon is stronger inside me than the angel, it flees and hides. But I know who I am, and I stand tall no matter how many times I fall. And even if I have to climb to the top of it all, wild hearts will run free, because I'm searching my soul and finding me. dancing in the trees is calling to me, and walking through the streets inspires me. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel, for sharing your heart with us again tonight. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and so,
it's tattooed on my sleeve for a reason, right?
yes. And so, people on Zoom who might want to contact you for books, is there something we can put in the chat?
Yeah.
You could tell Karl, or
I can send it to Karl, but the link is books.by/Muses Temple, and that's where you'll find my books.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, send that to Karl. We'll put it in the chat.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
All right, thank you. We'll
All right.
see you next
Have a
month.
great night.
You too. Okay, and we're going back out into Zoomland. Peter Paul Van Camp, in his final months on Denman Island, is ready to share some more words of wisdom with us. Good evening again, Peter.
Thank you, Derek, and good evening all. Nice to see all of your faces once again. Hey, this is auspicious evening. Tonight marks my 2,323rd appearance as a performing poet. I like the symmetry. That's why I mention it. 2323. Also, this is the 65th time that Mark Warnick and I are sharing a bill, which, if you do the math, works out to an astonishing 2.798% of the time over the 54 years involved. Anyway, so we wander clueless through immense tracts of time, as the poet says. And so in the spirit of looking back, I'd like to start off with something I wrote when I was 12 years old, and follow it with something from 60 years later, from last month. The way this first poem came about was I was sitting in the library on a rainy day in my old hometown, leafing through the World Book Encyclopedia. And I came to I was arrested by a sketch of a very amiable-looking animal, the proboscis monkey, which lives on the island of Borneo. And I read up on the paragraph in there, and I learned a couple of interesting facts. And so I had a pencil handy, and I wondered to myself, I wonder if I could get about 27 lines out of these couple of facts. So here's what I came up with, and it's called A Few Facts About the Proboscis Monkey. I'll read it carefully because I haven't looked at this for many years. That's better. There is one kind of monkey who swings through the trees, holding his nose as he swings through the trees. 'Tis the proboscis monkey who swings through the trees, holding on to his nose as he swings through the trees. Holding his nose with one hand as he swings, with one hand he swings through the trees. Holding his nose as he swings with one hand, he swings with one hand through the trees. He holds onto his nose as with one hand he swings through the trees. He is holding his nose. With one hand he is swinging. With one hand he's holding his nose as he swings through the trees. Through the trees with one hand he does swing. With one hand he holds on to his nose as he swings. With one hand does he swing, and with one does he hold as he swings by his nose through the... No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that must be a misprint. No, he is using both hands, both for swinging and holding his nose as he swings through the trees, the proboscis monkey. This poem appears in a book called The Better Poems of Peter Paul Van Camp, and I shall have to reclaim everyone and make a correction on that little mistake. Now, the question here is, would I have written this same piece today? And I wonder if I would have. So this other poem I have for you is called On Longevity, My Feelings. If I'd known back then what I know now, I never would have done what I did that time. But I didn't know then what I've learned since. How could I have known Well, I couldn't. That's how. See, I only know now what I couldn't know then because I went ahead and did what I wouldn't have done if I'd known better then than I did back when I had no way of knowing how much I had to learn, which I hope now I do. So whatever it was I didn't know about once, don't suppose I'll be making that blunder again. At least, anyhow, not the same way twice. But if there is one thing I know to be true, and by now, maybe I can vouch for a few, supposing there's a lesson in this somewhere, I'd like to believe it might see me through. Yes, I would like to believe it might just see me through. And there you have my contribution to the evening, and I hope it's satisfactory. I can only do what I can do. Thank you very much.
More than satisfactory, I assure you, Peter.
Thank you, Derek.
And lovely
too kind.
Lovely to have that glimpse of you at 12 years old as that budding, aspiring poet, and seeing the seeds in that first poem there, or that poem way back then.
And if I hadn't had a pencil, well,
you would have lost it. You would have lost it completely.
There it is.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Derek.
All right. Okay, we are going to go back live at Char's again now, and Robbie Van, I think, is going to step. No, we're not.
We're going to go right to Mark.
Oh, we're going right to Mark. Thank you, Karl, for rescuing me. We're going to stay online and go to Qualicum Bay instead and listen to some music.
And so it's 2.97. Is that percent? I'm not. It's just wonderful. I feel like it should be closer to 3, but I will defer to the statistician here. Poet with a minor in statistical analysis. And a good 2.97%. I feel good about that. It's all been good.
It's been an honor, hasn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I haven't heard the Proboscis monkey for a while there.
No.
So, it's a hard one to remember. Henrietta Who had a feather in her hat. It belonged to a bird, but she got it from a cat. The cat made a deal with the odd little squirrels, those tree acrobats with bodacious tails. They let the cat climb the tree if she'd teach him how to swim, and she taught him all right, but not everything. Not the backstroke or jackknife diving, just the dog paddle. Cats are so conniving. Now, I know you're thinking that the cat killed the bird to give Who that feather, of which you now heard, but the cat really bought it from the magpies, who are strange. If crows were a murder, magpies are deranged. They gave the cat a feather that they found in the trash. For the cat's silver bell, the shiny thing they had to have, but the cat didn't know. Cats aren't that smart. Climbing trees is, though, it sets them apart. They're splashing down by the river's edge, ringing bells in the boundary hedge. Eyes looking down as if looks could kill. Some feathers on a windowsill. The sun goes down on this gathered crowd, all tightly bound, going round and round. Well, Henrietta thought the feather was an eagle's or a hawk's. Hope is sometimes like that, but it was just a duck's who lost it in a fight. Nothing bloody, nothing gory, involving an umbrella. But that's another story. Now, who wanted the feather because of a fella with a feathered cap, a harmonica player called Gabriel Fat. Fat's hair curled like the thread and needle grass, and it drove Who crazy, until at last she decided she too would get a feather in a hat and start a conversation with Gabriel Fat about feathers or whatever. Who had no clue, maybe bullwhips or gazebos. She hadn't thought it through. Well, it turned out Fat was a man of very few words, and Who knew some, and he heard hers, and as conversations do, they got carried away about cats and music and the unheralded play. Well, there's a lot to be said for all the minutes and seconds and all of the surprising intersections. That's where every life is lived, not future or past. And so it was for these two at last. They're splashing down by the river's edge, ringing bells in the boundary hedge. Eyes looking down as if looks could kill. Some feathers on a windowsill. As the sun goes down on this gathered crowd, all tightly bound, going round and round. Well, this is a story of a cat and covetous birds and a waterfowl in trouble and dreaming squirrels. It's a story about a boy. It's a story about a girl, all joined together by what they needed from a poker-faced world. Well, you might see it that way, but chances are you don't. Mostly we just look through one end of the telescope. But just step back and see the whole thing. We all need each other, everyone and everything. They're splashing down by the river's edge, ringing bells in the boundary hedge. Eyes looking down as if looks could kill. Some feathers on a windowsill. The sun goes down on this gathered crowd, all tightly bound, going round and round. The sun goes down on this gathered crowd, all tightly bound, going round and round. There we go. I think I got so excited about the 2.97% that I kind of flubbed the words there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's understandable. Understandable, Mark. I don't blame you. Well, that was great. You're such a good storyteller, man. It's just incredible how you can weave that through and put the music to it and take us on a little journey. And
okay.
just enjoy it so much. Thank you for
so
that.
much. Thank you.
All right. Okay, we're going to go back to Char's now, and Georgia has been patiently waiting. Georgia's going to come up to the microphone there and share some words with us. And we'll give Char a minute to adjust the camera and the mic and do everything that she's got to do. Hello, Georgia. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, good.
Sure? There you go. Is that it?
Yeah, as long as you keep your mouth close to the mic there, we're okay.
Yeah?
We can hear you fine. Yeah,
Okay.
now it's frozen.
Does that work?
The camera has frozen there, but
No, it works. Okay. There you go.
there we go.
Hey, Derek, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good when you're nice and close up like that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This one's, I've literally been cramming the last couple of days trying to write a couple poems so I could come and share today. So,
All right.
looked up some prompts, got a little vibe going, and then got into a really good groove. So, have a couple.
Good.
You are my first love, and not only are you my first love, you are the love that made all the other loves irrelevant. They love the same as you, but they aren't you. They will never be you, and I can't have you. Yet I won't settle for nobody else but you, because I know you won't go. You're just waiting till it's right for you, till you can love me like I love you, till you can experience the hardships in love, until you can understand what it's like. And I will wait, and I will do the same, and I will keep playing this game, but I feel bad for all the other guys, because nobody is the same as you in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can, yeah.
Good on you. Yeah, go ahead. Next one.
Okay. You are my first love, and not only are you my first love, you are the love that made all the other loves irrelevant. They love the same as you, but they aren't you. They will never be you, and I can't have you. But I won't settle for nobody but you, because I know you won't go. You're just waiting till it's right for you, till you can love me like I love you, till you can experience the hardships in love, until you can understand what it's like. And I'll wait, I'll do the same, and I'll keep playing the game, but I feel bad for all the other guys, because nobody is the same as you in my eyes.
All right. Did you have another one there, Georgia?
I have a couple, yes.
Okay, go for it.
This one's called Where Am I? What am I doing? What is I? I feels, I sees, I talks, I does everything I can. But why did I? Why do I? If I was I, then who is me? Who am I? Okay, sorry. And this is my last one, sorry. And for you, I'll keep my head held high. I remember what you said and why. To keep strong, my dear, but it's okay to cry. Oh, wait, sorry. I'll keep my head held high. I'll remember what you said and why. To keep being strong, but it's okay to cry. Because, my dear, so do I. Believe and you will receive. The gift of life is good and free. I wish you will fly far, my child, for I see brightness in your eyes. I see fire in your heart and courage in your smile. I believe you will achieve, my dear. Let this strength in you show. Let your loving personality shine, and know that you, my dear, will always have me by your side. I'll be here, my love, always and forever. I'll be there by the phone, waiting for your call whenever. I love you, my Boo Bear, and I love you, Mom. And for you I will always try. I will fly, and I will rid this dark place with a sweet goodbye.
Great. And I'm sure whoever you wrote that poem for was quite pleased to hear it and receive it.
Sorry.
Yeah, thanks for that, Georgia. And I really like the way you were starting to play with the language in the second one there, where you were, using different verb forms with the pronouns and mixing it up and having some fun. And I just encourage you to keep doing more of that. Have fun with the language and keep doing those prompts. Prompts are great to get started on poems. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your work. Okay. Alrighty, and now we're going to Joe Lunchbucket, aka Bob Franco, on Joyce's iPad. There you are, Bob. Good evening, my friend. We just got to get you to unmute the iPad there, Joyce. Everybody needs a technical support. My wife brought me her computer when mine died here, so I would have been nowhere without her. How you doing, Bob?
All right. This isn't very pleasant here, but I'll let her go anyway. Okay. World War I was to be a war to end all wars, and World War II could have ended the world if many of the combatants had nukes like they do today. Can human error doom survivors back to the Stone Age century? Do we need ET to scare the hell out of us and unite all nations against our common enemy? Are we doomed to WW3, or would a one world democratic government mean civilization and set us free? Could negotiation end all wars, or would greed and religion get in the way? Is a world Trump dictatorship the way? The internet gives all a voice. Will we debate this till doomsday?
Thank you, Bob, for poking those questions at us again and provoking our thought. Yes, it's going to be interesting in the next little while what happens. That's for sure. I think we are teetering. And your poem captured that, absolutely. All right. Good to see your face, my friend, and stay healthy, and we'll hope to see you next month.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Good night. Thank you. All right, we're coming back live at Char's now, and Linda K. Thompson is going to read some of her work to us. Linda, so good to have you back with us at Char's. We've missed your poetry.
Thank you, Derek.
I think he muted you.
What was it?
I think he
Is that good?
muted you.
Can you hear me?
That sounds pretty good. Yeah, I can hear you fine out here as long as it's good in-house there.
Okay. Some of us here will remember about 10 years ago, Port Alberni was voted in a survey to be the worst place to live in Canada. Really ticked me off. So maybe a year ago, there was an assignment at a writing retreat where we had to invent someone as you, someone you were talking to. So my you is the city of Port Alberni, who has appeared before an inquiry. And the woman that heads the inquiry is talking to Port Alberni. And it's called What Do They Know? Thank you, Port Alberni, for appearing voluntarily before Keep Canada's Small Towns Adorable inquiry. It has come to our attention that you have been voted last in a nationwide survey by Money Sense magazine, in which they sought to determine the livability and quality of life in no less than 201 Canadian cities. Please sit up straight and refrain from gazing at the ceiling. Please remove your sunglasses and Bulldog's hoodie. Thank you. As we understand, Money Sense set about to measure 32 factors, including public transport, medical care, real estate, employment, etc. Apparently, you were dragged to the bottom by our high unemployment rates and consequently low household incomes and high crime rates. We sincerely hoped you might make steps toward improvement in your little town. Furthermore, and deeply concerning, was the lightheartedness with which you received the frankly embarrassing rating, worst town in Canada to live in. Yes, we know there have been some changes taking place. The number of overseas doctors continues to increase. We understand, in lieu of the survey and with their kindly bedside manners and general wholehearted concern, they are making all effort to park their Mercedes, Audis, and BMWs behind their clinics and or in the bush at the back of the hospital in order to not rankle the sick and dying. Excuse us, could you please not rest your chin on your chest in that manner? No, we cannot zip up to McDonald's and get you a snack. We do commend you for the trouble and expense you have gone to place bike lanes along your city streets and for the superb sign on Highway 4 that proclaims you as Canada's friendliest bike lane city. It is troubling to note, however, that on a recent drone surveillance, we recorded only one wobbly 10-speed, one three-wheeler, one senior citizen in his motorized scooter, and 4 dogs of indeterminate breeds utilizing these lanes on a Tuesday afternoon. We are also concerned with the growing number of brew pubs popping up around town. Did you not consider that this could perhaps lead to an upswing in alcohol consumption, your citizens attempting to self-medicate their shame away? But now, to what we consider our most serious concern, the inappropriate lightheartedness with which you received the survey news. We have reliable intelligence that a local pizza shop has renamed their pizzas as follows. Meat Special Number 1, BC Penn Alumni. Meat Special Number 2, the check's in the mail. Meat Special Number 3, I'd use the bike lane, but my bike was stole. And new to the menu by popular demand, Meat Special Number 4, open up and say ah. Ostrich and springbok. Sorry, we cannot call your mom to come and pick you up. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Linda. I needed a good laugh tonight. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Thanks.
And what do you been up to these days anyway? You got some more books in the works, or what's going
In
on?
the works, you could put it that way.
Forever in the works. I know. I
Yes.
know.
Thank
Anyway,
you, Derek.
I hope you'll come back and share some more work, Linda. Thank you. All right. Well, I think that's going to be a wrap. Karl, am I correct in that, or is there anyone else?
Nope, there's no one else.
No one else. All right. Well, we're going to call it there. My computer is dead, and I have no access to what I was potentially going to read, and I will save it for next time anyway, and maybe read it in its entire 9-minute form instead of in 2 broken forms or whatever. So I just want to say thank you so much to everybody for joining us tonight, and let's give a big round of applause for Char at Char's Landing and hosting us with her Zoom technical expertise and in person. And for those of you who might be feeling generous out there in Zoom land, Electric Mermaid reads at gmail.com. If you want to send a little donation to help Char out, that's always appreciated. And a big thank you to Karl for moderating us tonight, and stepping in when my computer died to take over the MC duties. Where would we be without you, Karl? And I don't know who's running the bar. If it's Sheila in there tonight that we need to thank, Karl, maybe you can help me out.
Yes, Sheila. It is Sheila.
It is Sheila. Well, thank you to Sheila then, especially for the people there live at Char's. I'm sure they're appreciative of your services as always. And thank you to Marianne Moore, our featured reader, for sharing so deeply from her poetry tonight. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just a reminder, if you want to order any of Marianne's chapbooks, you can go to houseofappleton.ca and get them there. And you can also go to Marianne's website, mariannemoore.ca, and her blog at poetsnanimo.ca. So please take advantage of those links. They're in the chat for those of you on Zoom, and Karl will provide them for you if you didn't get them live there, so you can jot them down or put them in your phone or whatever. Anyway, it was wonderful hearing your work, Marianne, and we wish you well with any future work, and hope you can come back and join us again sometime, and stay in touch. And meanwhile, I'll look forward to keep on reading your blog and watching on Facebook and seeing what's going on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you.
And I did thank you, Derek, for coming online, and even though you had computer troubles, thank you, Derek.
Yeah.
Oh, and thank you for putting up with my computer troubles. Appreciate it all. So next month we've got Wendy Dono is going to be our featured reader. So that's going to be.
I'm hoping that's where she's actually from. I don't know if she's
from Victoria.
Oh, she's from Victoria. Sorry.
Yeah, but I think she's in the Barbados right now. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know because there was Barbados in her bio, so I don't know what that was about.
Oh, she lived there at one time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's maybe she's not there. She's probably in Victoria. Anyway, I'm sure it's going to be an exceptional reading with her as well. Wendy's a very, very strong poet like Marianne, and she'll have lots to share about her craft and her process as well, I'm sure. So that's it. Be well, everybody. Keep on writing, keep inspired, and stay healthy. And God willing, we'll see you all again next month, the last Wednesday of March. And boy, it's going to be springtime here by that time, right? So, and we won't rub it into people in Ontario and elsewhere in Germany who are going to suffer longer. But anyway, take good care, everybody. Love to all, and good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Bye, Lesli.
Hi, Kathy.
Bye. Sleep there, Lesli.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Sleep.
Yes, I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, get rest. Oh, bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh. Yeah.
Thank you for saying. Thank you for saying that she was.
Oh, he's gone. Good to see you. Bye, Joe. Bob. Bye.